Hey everyone, good evening. I'm Darrell Whittinger, Chief Meteorologist at Central Oregon Daily News. And across the high desert, it has been gusty, it has been seasonable, and there's still been some sprinkles with periods of sun shining through the clouds as well. Now, we're still being impacted by this atmospheric river, but most of the impacts are being felt well to our north. And there's still a little bit more of an unsettled weather pattern left to go before all of this wraps up. So let's dive into it. Let's take a look at what's been happening, the changes that are on the way, and how those changes are going to impact us through this weekend. So right now, across Central Oregon, we have a mixture of a whole lot of clouds, a little bit of sun shining through those clouds, and some sprinkles. But when we go ahead and look at cameras across the rest of Central Oregon, specifically road cameras, they are showing mostly dry conditions. At the Bend camera at Cooley and 97, this is showing actually some shadows on the ground, so indicative of some in and out clouds, but ultimately dry roads. Getting up through the passes, we have wet roads at Santiam Pass, Willamette Pass, and Century Drive on the way to Bachelor. Government Camp looks like it actually could be slick on the roads. And when we look at our snow report, you'll notice a huge difference. In pretty much around Hood, so Meadows, Timberline, 15 to 20 inches in the last 24 hours. Meanwhile, Hoodoo, Santiam Pass, just a little further to the south, we've actually lost 5 inches of snow, putting us at 22 inches. And Bachelor, no new reports, but nothing new added to the base in the cameras. So ultimately, we've actually lost more than we've gained here through the last 24 hours. And tonight, not much in the way of new snow is expected. Look at those temperatures. Tomorrow, it's going to be chilly at both Bachelor and Hoodoo, but with more warming, we are looking at temperatures topping out in the 40s and 30s through the Cascades, so that's well above freezing, meaning that we're mostly looking at rain, some wintry mix for precipitation. So let's go ahead and just throw the forecast model up there. This is a high-resolution model, and it really helps us break down some of the changes that are happening through the next couple of days. And this one specifically is showing some rain coming all the way from Hood and even up towards the gorge, all the way down into the Cascades this evening. Now, periods of clearing are expected tonight and tomorrow, but we're only looking at rain in the highest elevations. This freeze frame is Friday at 7 a.m. By Friday afternoon, more rain coming into the Cascades, but I want you to watch this line. From Newport through Salem, getting up to Hood River, and even into Washington, if you draw an imaginary line there, watch that. That's going to be our front. As it pushes further to the south, snow levels drop in the Cascades, just not long enough to bring meaningful snowfall to the Cascades where we've been getting some melting. Watch this though. By Saturday, starting with the AM, clearing is expected. Winds are still going to be breezy, and this is a break between systems. By Sunday, we start to see the next shift in our weather pattern. We'll get to that with a longer look at the forecast model. But right here, right now, when it comes to weather alerts, not too much to worry about through Central Oregon. Really, our Tri-County area has nothing, but around us, there are some weather alerts. Now, satellite and radar shows why. Most of what we're getting is rain. Now, winds are strong. They have been gusty, just not quite high enough to prompt the National Weather Service to issue that wind advisory. If anything, we would have had it yesterday, not today. Some of those gusts, 60 plus miles per hour. But here through the next couple of hours, we'll start to see those wind speeds begin tapering off. It's still going to be pretty breezy overnight, though. Now, when it comes to our enhanced infrared satellite imagery, we were just looking at satellite and radar, which is radar paired with a blend of infrared and visible satellite imagery. But as you can imagine, as the sun sets, visible imagery is no longer good to us. And so what we're seeing here is infrared satellite imagery. Now, first, starting off with Central Oregon, there have been some in and out clouds. We're starting to see those isobars, those equal lines of pressure stack up pretty closely, indicative of strong winds. But when we look at the bigger picture, we can see our ridge of high pressure just offshore from San Francisco. If you draw a line straight to the west, that's where the high pressure is centered. Let's zoom out more. What's happening is there is an atmospheric river of moisture that starts around Hawaii and works its way right into the Pacific Northwest. So technically, yes, this is a Pineapple Express, and it is bringing tons of moisture right into the Pacific Northwest. However, the dividing line between mountain snow and rain showers is to our north. That's right along the gorge in northern Oregon. Now, it does dip down a little bit when you get to the Cascades. So, Hood has been getting a lot of mountain snow. But for most of us across Central Oregon, it's been rain showers and gusty winds with seasonable temperatures. When it comes to relative humidity, we have moderate to high values percentage-wise. And the last 24 hours, temperatures topped out in the 50s with a few 60s and even 48 degrees in Sun River. Even right now, we're mostly in the 50s and 40s with 61 in Warm Springs. That represents a 1 to 6 degree bump in temperatures across the high desert. A few spots slightly cooler than it was 24 hours ago, but not very many of us. So that put us solidly in the mid to upper 50s with some 60s. By tomorrow, matching that. In and out clouds are expected, and the actual cold front doesn't push through until Friday night. So what does that mean for us? Well, 40s and 30s for lows, 50s with a few 60s for highs. Now, when it comes to this changing weather pattern, we're looking at a chilly start and another seasonable day, Friday. It's still going to be gusty. Highs mostly in the 50s. That stationary front still solidly over the Pacific Northwest. But then that transitions to a cold front, dips south. We get a big drop in temperatures for Saturday, going from 50s mostly to 40s and 50s, and then clearing, especially through the afternoon hours. Midday and afternoon, I should say. By Sunday, another system rolls through. Really, the tail end of a warm front crosses Central Oregon. So that means temperatures start to warm. We do get more clouds. Some showers are expected and winds are still going to be breezy, but that's the beginning of a warming trend that really takes shape as we go into next week. So between now and Sunday night, we're looking at more rain across the high desert, some snow in the mountains, just not enough snow to get excited about. What we can get excited about is warming out of the 50s through the 60s, real quickly through the 60s, then into the 70s next week. That, my friends, is what I like to call flip-flop weather. But when we look at our forecast model, this is the long-range one. It actually helps paint a picture of what's going to happen on Sunday, how those changes impact us. So through tonight and Friday, some rain showers expected, mostly rain in the Cascades. By Friday night, that becomes a little bit of snow in the Cascades, just not enough to get excited about, because as quickly as it transitions to snow, it clears out of the area, we get more sunshine, and it's still going to be breezy through the day Saturday, just not as strong of winds as we're seeing today or tomorrow. Then by Sunday, the tail end of that warm front pushes through the Pacific Northwest. Some showers indeed expected, maybe looking at a few snow showers, but all that clears out of the area. We really set up on that warming trend. So between now and this weekend, we are really Saturday at 11 p.m. We're looking at more rain, a little bit of snow in the Cascades, just not even maybe a trace to 3 inches in the mountains. Not enough to really get excited about. So what we're looking at when it comes to winds is we have just had strong winds across the high desert. Gusts are still between 25 and 30 miles, 25 and 35 miles per hour, mostly coming out of the west. Now, our actual wind speeds are 15 to 25 miles per hour. That's still no joke. And here through the next couple of hours, wind speeds start to come back down, but still breezy through the overnight hours. Remember with this graphic, everything to the left of that white line, that now line, is observed. It's already happened. So wind speeds picked up. It got strong. It got gusty. We know that. Now going forward through tonight, still going to be breezy for most of us. Still going to be gusty Friday. And then by Saturday, breezy winds. So not as strong of winds as we go into this weekend, but they're going to be picking up again on Sunday as the warm front pushes through as well. So for tonight, we're talking 30s and 40s. Some rain showers expected. Some of that makes it into the lower elevations. By tomorrow, mid to upper 50s, a few 60s, maybe a couple of 40s. And then we get the big dip in temperature Saturday. We start to rebound Sunday. By Monday, 70s. By Tuesday, mid to upper 70s, and still in the 70s Wednesday and Thursday. Notice after Sunday's warm front pushes through, rain chances wrap up, winds no longer a big concern, and we're just looking at that warming temperature. And so quick look at our weather headlines for this Thursday, March the 12th. From gusty to gorgeous, it'll be seasonal temperatures for the next couple of days with some showers still expected, but the big warming trend really takes shape Sunday. And as of right now, there are some showers in the Cascades, but most of it is just rain. Winds are still gusty, and that is the latest in weather. Join us tonight on Central Oregon Daily News. We'll have the latest headlines and your most reliable forecasts. See you then.